So I was mindlessly scrolling through YouTube the other day, like I normally do, and I came across a video from a guy called Purpose. And basically in the video he tried to see if 5 different AI chatbots could tell him how to make redstone machines. I was like, damn, that's a pretty good idea. I'm gonna take inspiration from that. So I tried to see if ChatGPT could tell me how to make mob farms. Before we get into it though, I really just thought I needed to say thank you all for getting me to 100 subscribers in a week. I know it's not a lot to some people, but to me it means everything. Like, it's really great, and I hope that you enjoy the different content that I hope to produce. Okay, so for the first farm, we're going to be doing a normal mob farm because I thought that would be the easiest for ChatGPT to do, or it's an easy farm at least. So the first instruction is to find a location. So I think this is pretty good. Nice flat area high up. And then it says create a platform. Now it doesn't say whether to build up. It just says create a platform. I'm just going to give ChatGPT the benefit of the doubt and I'm just going to build up. So let's do that. Okay, so here's my platform. I think it should be big enough. It's not massive, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Next up, ChatGPT says that I just need to light up the area around it, and makes sense. Make sure that mobs, don't spawn around there, but spawn over here. Why is it laggy? You see that? Yeah, okay, cool. So let's go place some torches. Cool, so I've placed torches all over the place. I don't know if it's enough, but I really don't feel like placing any more. There was also a cave, so I placed in the cave. So, that should be fine. Now the next step is to create water channels, and it's very vague about it. It's just design water channels. So I'm just gonna create a hole and water going into the hole. So let's do that. Okay, cool. So my water channels are done. You'll see I didn't do 2 down and then the trapdoor so that mobs think that they can walk there. But ChatGPT didn't really say that. I know it said design your own water channel, so maybe you should do it when you're designing it, in your own thought process. But I'm kind of going at this as if I'm a noob, and I'm trying to figure this all out through ChatGPT. So how would I know that? Okay, so next it says that I must do a killing mechanism and at the end of the water channel, and it said this could be a simple drop or weapons and stuff. So I'm gonna do a drop. Okay, so this is my basic killing system. We got the long drop and then they'll just die here. So now the last part of ChatGPT's instructions is to do a collection system. So I'm just gonna place hoppers under here and some chests, and then we'll see if it works. Okay, so here's my collection system. I got just a double chest here and then some hoppers. So let's see if this thing works. Okay, so it's been a while now. No mobs are spawning. I do notice, however, that if I look around, there's a spider there. More mobs, spiders, zombies. So mobs are spawning around, which isn't good. I should have torched there, most probably. But still, some should be spawning here. Oh, and we're having an ice problem, which sucks. So it wasn't that's on me. It wasn't smart to build it by a snow biome. Okay, so I didn't really feel like waiting around much longer. The sun's coming up, so no mob spawned. There was the ice problem, which on me. So I'm gonna call this a failure on ChatGPT's behalf because no mob spawned on here. I'm sure mobs did spawn around, but still some should have spawned here. Editing J here. I wasn't sure whether I should bring this up or go through this, but I wasn't completely fair to ChatGPT with this mob farm, because in actual fact, while I was building the drop, there was one zombie that spawned and then fell down the hole and died. So technically no mob spawned, one mob did spawn. Still a failure though, it still sucked. Cool, so next up on our list we got the skeleton spawner. I'm really hoping this one goes better than, the mob farm. So let's see what materials we're gonna need. Bucket of water, building blocks, hopper, chest, and a sword. This is all that they say we're gonna need. Okay, so first it says we must locate a spawner, so I've got my spawner here, and then it says I need to clear out a space around the spawner. It says about 9 by 9 or 11 by 11, so I'm gonna do 9 by 9. But the thing is, It could just mean this. It doesn't specify up or down. But once again, I'm going to help out ChatGPT because I want it to have like a chance. So I'm going to go up and down for it. So this is going to take a while. Right, okay, so my hole is finished. I mean, look at this thing. I did realize like halfway through that I was, in my absolute stupidity, I didn't do 9 by 9. I actually ended up doing 19 by 19. So I spent like way longer on this than I should have, but it's done. So let's move on to the next step. So next up it says I need to build a chamber, and this will be where the skeletons go and they'll die, and I must use signs and other methods so that the skeletons can't attack me. But then afterwards it says that I must do the water flow thing. So I'm actually going to do water flow and then I'm going to do the chamber. So let's do that. Right guys, so here's my killing chamber. I've set it up here, got it nice, got some slabs so that the skeletons can't get to me. And then, let me fix that quickly. All the way up here, we have our flowing water. So they fall there, go there, and down into the hole. Take some 4 damage, and then I finish them off, just as ChatGPT said. So then lastly, to finish it off now, we gotta do the collection system. Bam, done. Collection system finished. Very basic, kind of ugly. This might be a problem. I don't know, we'll see. But now let's test it out. Okay, so as you can see, skeletons are now spawning. This is a good farm. Go. Look at all these guys lined up here.
No. Wait.
Good job, ChatGPT. This, I think, was an amazing success. Everything worked so well. Okay, so now for our last farm from ChatGPT. I think ChatGPT is going to struggle the most for this one. I think this is quite difficult and hard to explain. So we're doing an iron farm, so let's just see how this goes. Okay, so the GPT says that I need villagers, beds, a workstation, doors, a zombie, water, hoppers, chests, building blocks, signs or trap doors, and lava. First it says to find a flat area. This is pretty flat. I think this is good. So now it gets a bit wacky with the wording, at least. It says I need to build villager pods. I'm just gonna build villager pods and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so here are the pods that ChatGPT gave me the creative freedom to make. So those are done. And now it says I need to place doors on the outside of each pod, because apparently villagers associate doors with the village. So now I need a zombie in the middle to scare the villagers. Oh, I forgot about that. Let me quickly. Okay, so now I have my zombie in there and he's not burning anymore. So now, once again, we need water channels. These water channels will obviously be for the iron golem to flow down. Now, I've made iron farms multiple times and I do not think that we're meant to have villagers on the ground because iron golems will just spawn around. But ChatGPT didn't say that, so this is what I'm doing. Okay, so here's my water channel. It's a lot bigger than it needs to be, I'm sure. Especially since most golems are just going to spawn there on the ground around, but it's too late now. If ChatGPT wanted me to build it up on the ground, it would have said so. So, too bad. Okay, so next up we need to design a kill chamber. I'm going to be using lava for the kill chamber, so let's get on it. Cool, so now I've finished my killing chamber. Golems will come down here, get into the lava, and unfortunately they will meet their demise. And then the items will drop. So now let's make the collection system. Okay, so my collection chamber is finished, and so should the entire farm be. But it doesn't work. Obviously it doesn't work. I don't know if the villagers are scared by the zombie or what, so I'm going to quickly just try a few things and I'll see if it works. Okay, so what I've done is I've put a hole in the glass and I've shortened the pods. And while I was doing all of that, I actually heard, yep, there you go, some iron golems have spawned, but I'm gonna wait for some to spawn on camera and so that you can see that it works. Okay, you know what, I've tried everything, and I mean everything, to try and get these villagers to be scared of the zombie and spawn another golem, but it is just not happening at all, and I do not feel like waiting any longer. So I'm just gonna give up there, you know. It did work. It's incredibly inefficient. I mean, if you at least believe me, I promise I did not place those. You know, I did not stage this. They actually spawned, but it's still incredibly inefficient. But you know what? I don't think ChatGPT did too horribly for this. I thought it would go a lot worse, but it worked out pretty okay. So I wouldn't say this was a complete failure. So those were my GPT farms. I mean, in order, it was a failure, a success, and then basically a failure, but not entirely, but more so a failure. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I had a lot of fun doing this. It was a pretty simple video. Yeah, check out some of my other stuff.